And our first speaker this morning is the NorthPoint Community Board Chair, Leticia Selmon.
Good morning. Good morning. I didn't prepare for the wind, so I should have probably had on a longer skirt, but but this is me. I wanted to show up as me. Before I remain in obedience with my limited time, I just want to quickly acknowledge our board, our current board, and our former board members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We do not take your service lightly at all. Thank you to our marketing and communications team for pulling together today, getting all y'all here. And then, of course, after we wrap up, don't forget, it doesn't end here today. We still take donations, and we still want you to volunteer. Food, shelf, join a board, whatever. We need you. It doesn't stop after the event. All right, so I am Leticia Selmon, and I serve as the NorthPoint Community Board Chair. Thank you, everyone, for attending to witness the official completion of this beautiful new facility. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. AECOM, JE Dunn, KMS Construction, Tri Construction, Minority Contractors Association, Studio Elsewhere, the team at Hennepin County Facility Services, all the employees at NorthPoint and Hennepin County, and everyone else in the community who contributed to the completion of this project. Woo! Thank you to our major funders for this project, especially Hennepin County, Delta Dental, Helmsley Hennepin Health, the Cargill Foundation, General Mills, IGRB, and the Mississippi Watershed Management Organization. I would like... We got a few more, come on. I would like to highlight just some of the amazing features that will be available to our community in our new facility. I like to describe it as a one-stop shop. We will continue to have medical, dental, behavioral health, and human services, dental specialty services, food shelf distribution operations, a teaching kitchen, a child wellness center, a spiritual wellness center, a cafe, and a community courtyard, among many other things. For nearly 2 decades, the NorthPoint Community Board and Hennepin County Board have helped set a new precedent for co-ownership of resources and assets in the community. Thank you, Hennepin County Board Chair Irene Fernando, Commish, and Hennepin County Administrator David Hough. For what has been the largest investment in North Minneapolis ever. Thank you.
Thank you for those remarks. I'd next like to invite Hennepin County Board Chair Irene Fernando.
Good morning, everyone. I am Commissioner Irene Fernando, but you can call me Commish. I use she, her pronouns, and it is an absolute honor to be on the north side on this very fine day. Give it up for the north side. I am the youngest woman to ever serve on the Hennepin County Board. I'm the first Filipino American elected in the state of Minnesota. I'm the first board chair of color in Hennepin's 172 years of history. And I'm the first North Sider to be a board chair. And so this will certainly not remain the biggest investment because we're gonna build the blue line. It's gonna be hopping up in here, everybody. So get accustomed to coming here to break ground and cut ribbons. because it is an honor to get to deliver on the vision that this community has earned, has asked for, and has created for itself. And so thank you for trusting me with that. I get to serve on the NorthPoint Health and Wellness Board. And so first and foremost, I want to offer my sincere gratitude to CEO Stella Whitney-West. Give it up for Stella. Who is here during the Pilot City days? Yeah. Pilot City, give it up for Pilot City days. So I thank current NorthPoint board members, current commissioners, former commissioners, current administrators, former administrators. This is a vision that does not span one term or one person. This is a vision that must be multi-generational, must be multicultural, and must demonstrate to our littlest babies here about what is possible here on the north side. Not somewhere else, not because someone has led us, but because when the leadership represents the community, this is what can happen. We have behavioral health, we have a cafe, we have the assets right here because we are assets here on the north side. And it is an honor that the Hennepin County Board has contributed $87 million to make sure that the North Side knows that we are assets. We feel it in our hearts, see it in the reflection of investment in our infrastructure. And so I certainly also want to take a moment to thank our fiercest federal partners who are here. We are honored to get to have Senators Klobuchar and Smith here fighting for us, always partnering with us. For anyone who identifies as women, I tell you, these are women who are fighting for us all across the country. Also want to thank, our North Side attorney here. I hear he's one for the state also, but he fights for us on the North Side. Give it up for Keith Ellison, of course. I see Councilmember Ellison's office also here, and I'm totally off script, so I will want to say shout out to everybody. And we know that the data shows that communities of color are disproportionately affected by access to medical, dental, and behavioral health and human services. Right? That's what the data shows. Our households have been saying that, and the data is showing that, and so our investments need to match that. And our leadership needs to reflect that. And this, when you all join the open house and you see what is possible, when people who reflect the community get to make decisions about the community, and I thank you for your trust and for all of the work, and it is a beautiful day to be on the north side. Take care, everybody.
I only have a minute 30.
Take your time, David.
Welcome. What a phenomenal event, what a phenomenal day. It's really hard to follow Chair Fernando with the energy she has, but this has been about vision, about perseverance, about commitment and resources. And I'm so proud of all of you and the partnerships. And Chair Selmon, you mentioned several of the partnerships. So in my comments, I have all the names that you referenced. I'm not going to go through them again because you've heard them. But without partnership, this wouldn't have been possible. Our focus on community, equity, our vendors, our local vendors, minority contractors, and the resources they provided. It shows a commitment that Hennepin has to the north side and the future of the next generation to be healthy and to have the resources that everyone needs. This clinic expansion has increased access to high quality and innovative health and wellness services and has created a more inclusive programming environment and something to really applaud. The employment and economic development opportunities that have been created here are phenomenal. It took us a long time to get here, 20 years. The last 12 years really pushing to develop 2 corners, to move a funeral home. I see Miss Estes is here, thank you. To build a funeral home. To build a funeral home using resources that were in county programs and building what we have behind here, the end but not the end. It's been a phenomenal journey, and I again if I start naming partners, I'm going to miss somebody and you create issues. But I want to call out the relationship and our partnership with NorthPoint, and then the facilities services area in Hennepin County and all the dedicated staff over the last 12 years to get here. Most importantly, it'll allow NorthPoint to continue serving more than 30,000 residents through more than 100,000 visits a year, increasing North Minneapolis residents' access to holistic care. So, thanks again, and I think I've run over my 3 minutes.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you so much for your leadership, Stella. Incredible. This doesn't happen without people like you, without people like April, who hand over the torch, right, to the next great thing for North Minneapolis. It doesn't happen. People like the chair, thank you, and I like the green dress. I think it's perfect. That chair and this chair are better known as commish. So, and I also know that Commissioner Green is here, former Commissioner McLaughlin is here, and now this project has taken so much perseverance that it started when I was county attorney. True story. When David Hough was the lawyer for the board and I promoted him to head of civil and then my deputy, this is the time period that we're dealing with. And it just shows that people don't give up and what that means when they don't. Honored to be here with my friend and partner, Tina Smith, who beat me out today by wearing the new state flag as a pin, okay? Keith Ellison, our incredible Attorney General, whose heart is always on the north side. Thank you for that, and everyone else that worked on this project. I want to thank the workers as well who made this possible, who put the effort in. We know that NorthPoint has been a pillar of North Minneapolis for over 55 years. Today serves over 30,000 residents, making incredible strides in public health. You think about how important this kind of access was during the pandemic. You think about how important this kind of access is right now with people struggling with mental health, with people struggling right now economically. It couldn't be more important to have this. With the construction of the 135,000 square foot facility, not only will NorthPoint add new space for patients and clients, but also expand the center's outreach for new economic opportunities through public-private partnerships. I mean, any private company that looks at this space goes, yeah, that looks really good. New child wellness center, exercise studio for city residents, expanded food shelf, as mentioned, and access to new dental specialty services. It's going to give NorthPoint the space and resources to build a healthier future for the north side. Now it is on us to continue to expand. I love the commission's point about this is just the beginning. There are many exciting projects going on. We also have to look at our healthcare workforce. Progress that we need to make on bringing down drug costs overall. We've gotten a good start thanks to Medicare negotiation and the insulin cap, but we must work even harder. With this expansion, NorthPoint Health and Wellness Center will remain a fixture. It's going to carry on this incredible tradition of progress, and I just can't wait to go in and see it. I am going to have to leave a little early for a veterans health event, and I have a feeling that all these people will be able to cut the ribbon without me, but if you need me to return, I will. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for your good work.
Thank you, Senator Klobuchar. We'd now like to invite U.S. Senator Tina Smith for remarks.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is a sight for sore eyes to see this amazing community here today celebrating this moment. I want to, of course, acknowledge all of the dignitaries who are here before us, but mostly I want to just say thank you to the community members that are here that have been such strong supporters. And this is an exciting moment as we celebrate the expanded NorthPoint Health and Wellness Center. So I believe that we are all here because we believe that everybody should have access to health care, because we believe that health care is a human right. And for over 50 years, NorthPoint has been putting that right into action for people on the North Side. More than 30,000 people walk through the doors of this place every day knowing that they're going to be treated with dignity, with respect, that they're going to be seen, they're going to be listened to, and then they're going to be connected to what they need to be healthy and to heal. And NorthPoint has been doing what our healthcare system in this country does far too infrequently. It treats the whole person. It is physical health, of course, but it's also mental health, brain health, because your brain and your body are connected. They are not two different things. It is about dental care, it's about healthy food, and it is about drop-in daycare so that parents have a place for their babies while they're getting connected to the services that they need. And so this expansion today, we are celebrating all of this. We are celebrating creating more places and more spaces for more people to connect to the wonderful care that NorthPoint provides. Now, NorthPoint is so strong because it is connected to this community in particular. And there are so many strong leaders here today, I couldn't begin to name all of them. You have been relentless in your support for NorthPoint over the years. But I think we all know that there is one person in particular who has been at the heart of this work. We all know that there has been one person who has led with vision and imagination and hope and the core belief that especially in this community, healthcare should be a human right. And we know that that person is Stella Whitney-West. Stella, I know, has been an inspiration to all of us. And let's also be honest, if we weren't doing enough, Stella was not shy about telling us. But today is not a day for celebrating Stella's retirement, though when that day comes, I'm going to be ready. I want to just say congratulations to all of you for your relentless support for this organization that means so much to the people, the incredible assets, as Irene said, on the North Side. And I am honored to be able to help to celebrate this next step in providing a place where everybody in this community will be treated with health and love and respect and dignity. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. So good to see everybody. You know, you've already heard about how the expansion, how much bigger it's going to be, and all the services. You've heard about the details, and that's very important. The details are always important. But let's talk about the spirit for a minute. Because the spirit of Pilot City through NorthPoint is a spirit of hope, and we have to place ourselves in history. I mean, it's not an accident that this place has been serving people here. These are the underserved. This is my neighborhood, our community, where we were hoping to get some health care, but as Martin Luther King said, of all the injustices that people suffer, it is the lack of access to health care. And yet this location, this place, provided that for people, access, and not just access to health care, but actually access to making the policies. Thank you for acknowledging the people the community board members who's worked with the professionals to make decisions for our community and have health care access. Hope, healing. Man, I even got my COVID shots over here. I sure did. Hope, healing, but also advocacy and this is very important, convening. You know, Stella, you will remember, and where's Kim at? You know, you all will remember, yeah, hey, Kim, sorry. You all will remember 2010 when President Obama and the Congress were trying to pass, Amy and Tina will remember, everybody will remember, we were trying to pass the Affordable Care Act. Right. Yep. And we had a community meeting right in this building here that said, you know what, we know there's a lot of people who don't want to move forward. They're mad about it. And yet we know this is going to bring greater health access to our community. And where did we have not just one meeting, but several community meetings? And some of them, as you may recall, were a little hot. Made Fox News. But because this community opened its doors, because NorthPoint opened its doors and said, we're not just hope, we're not just healing, we're not just advocacy, but we're going to convene the conversation for the community, we were able to have real education and buy-in and inclusion, and that helped move healthcare even more forward. So the spirit of this building is stronger, lives on stronger than ever before. We have had a CEO that's gotten to this point, but our next CEO is going to take us even further. Is that right? Kim Spates, everybody. We celebrate the people who got us here, but we're going to celebrate the people who are going to grab the baton and run the next leg of the race too. And so bless everyone who has gotten us to this moment. Wonderful days ahead for this community, North Minneapolis, NorthPoint, and the health of us all. Thank you all very much.
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I know where everybody's thinking, Councilmember Ellison looks a little bit different today. I am not. Thank you, Attorney General. I am not Councilmember Ellison. My name is Dieu. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I am a member of Councilmember Ellison's staff, one of his policy aides, and I'm truly so excited to be here with you all this morning. Unfortunately, he had an urgent matter he had to attend to, so he couldn't be here this morning. He sends his regrets, so I'm here to speak on his behalf. And all of our lovely speakers this morning has really spoken to the incredible expansion project that we are here for today, so I'll keep my remarks short, but I just really want to hone in on thank you. Thank you to our community members. Thank you to our partners. Thank you to all the staff, all the volunteers, everybody who was a part of this project. Because as Senator Klobuchar said, you know, this project has been worked on since she was a county attorney, which is wild. You know, it's a long time, and a 90 million. Apologies, but a $90 million expansion project is not only a lot of money, but it takes an incredible amount of time. It takes an incredible amount of resources and amount of love for this community and patience. To have patience and hope throughout all these years that this expansion project will come to fruition is just remarkable. So our office is truly so excited to be here this morning and be a part of this grand opening, and thank you so much for everyone who is a part of this big effort. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here today. Again, my name is Rashaunea, and I wanted to share my story as well as read a poem. On November 1st, 2022, I had broke 5 bones from the semi-truck accident. My left femur had 3 breaks. My right femur had a break. I couldn't walk. My pelvis and my tailbone and my right hand broke. This was like during my midterm of college, my senior year, and I was coming from a cabin trip out in Wisconsin, and I had a really great time. It just it's just kind of stuck in it that way, but I had a really good time. That is one way I could say, but so I was at Duluth Hospital, St. Luke's, for a month. It was a long month, and then I eventually got home before Christmas. So it was like December. So it was really like December 1st or 2nd when I got home. It was like really like a month, and I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn to roll over again. I had to learn to put my socks on. I had to start over. The wheelchair, the shower chair, it was just all new to me because I never broke a bone before. So the wake up and just have 5 was just crazy to me. I had to do physical therapy, and I still am recovering in physical therapy to this day, but just building the strength now. So I had different phases. Had to relearn to bend my legs again. And today, and I wrote this poem during my recovery. That after that month I came back from the hospital, and it's called "Normal Again." I just want to be normal again, like when I used to bend my knees and do as I please. I just want to be normal again. My heart stops and frees. Remember to breathe. I just want to be normal again. The way I would walk tall and free, bounce to every beat, be free to be me. I just want to be normal again. When my life was more easy, I should have been happy to be busy, but I couldn't see. I wish to be able to reach and be the young adult I was meant to be. I just want to be normal again. Run beneath the stars and spin, jump and leap. Please, let me be normal again. I want to be happy, young, free. Thank you.
Normal again, to be happy, young, and free. Amen to that. And with that, we know that we are stronger together. And with next up to the stage, I'd like to bring our Stronger Together Committee Chair, Dr. David Hamlar.
Rashaunea, that takes a lot of fortitude, resilience, and somebody else is helping along the way as well. You all know that, right? So I'm Dr. David Hamlar. I'm chair of the NorthPoint Stronger Together campaign. As a physician, I know all too well all the disparities that has been spoken to today. We needed to expand those healthcare services as well as mental care services. I want to thank all our elected officials and appointed officials who've been here today and friends who've come out to see us today. We initiated this committee to raise funds for some special projects within the new building. One was a dental specialty and the other was Child Wellness Center, and all the others that you've heard about today. We gathered a group of about 15 campaign consultants and folks who live in the neighborhood to positively impact our lives. Create an inaugural community culture of philanthropy as well. So one of the things that Chair Tish talked about, Selmon talked about, was that we're going to continue this effort. And we want a grassroots effort that's right here in our community so that we don't have to rely on someone else, so that we can take care of ourselves. So that's where the next phase of this is going. So if we can give our consultants a hand, and if you don't mind standing. I think I saw Kim Nelson, and Sue Vargas, Peter. So thank you for gearing us up for the next phase, so to speak. We're excited to announce we've completed our initial campaign, but we ask for your continued support and our community support as well. Thanks for everyone, community, for creating a healthier environment, not only in this community, but I found out that NorthPoint extends beyond North Minneapolis. I come here and get my care. Anyway, I want to finally give thanks to the person who drove the process, the person who kept us on track, and the person is Ms. Stella Whitney-West. Thank you, Stella. It's funny that Stella, when I first came on board, Stella made sure that all facets of my life were covered. So she talked to my wife about that.
Thank you.
But thank you all for contributing to the success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hamlar. I'd now like to invite to the stage our chief, Miss Stella Whitney-West.
My staff, everybody knows I'm a crybaby. I started to put on makeup and I said, why? Because, you know, it's already gone. But one of the things, and I kind of debate, I said, should I bring this? Should I bring it? You know, God works in mysterious ways. It was in my car, so I grabbed it. And what I want to share with you is that before we broke ground here, in the funeral home, as this funeral home was here, we heard from our Hmong community that we had to have a cleansing ceremony. I said, what, a cleansing ceremony? What, we pour water, what? They said, no ma'am. We need to have the Hmong elders. And it was because of the funeral home being here. And in their culture, the souls of the folks who were here had to be at peace. So I was like, oh, yeah, let's, right, let's do it. I talked to April Estes. I said, okay, this is before we even could tear down the funeral home. I explained to her what we needed to do. And then when the Hmong staff explained to me, we had to be here at the crack of dawn before this. I'm like, my staff already know. Time is not my friend. I was like, okay. And we had to have, I think it was 12 people. And we had, and you know, so I was like, okay. So we did it. We came in. And I remember walking in and there was a dining room table set up for 12. And I thought, oh, they're going to give us breakfast. I was quickly told, no, that is not for you. That is for the spirits, that is for the elders. Sit down. I was like, okay. Got it. But we had that beautiful ceremony, and we had to be quiet. We had to follow the decorum. And I remember that there were flowers that were part of the ceremony, and they gave us these flowers, and I kept them. And I wanted to bring them back here to share with you, to know that culture matters here at NorthPoint. We respect the cultures here. So I have to say, you know, I got talking points, so I'm gonna go through these as well. But I just have to say to the board, the original, and they're sitting right there. And when I came in, I was like, oh my goodness, they're here. Can y'all just wave, do something, right? Well, these are the ones who really started this and brought me on. And I remember I was initially interim CEO after Gary left. And I knew that I had to go through the process of interviewing for the position if I wanted it. And I was going back and forth. And I never forget Barbara. You all remember Barbara? She came in my office, because I was like, well, okay, I'm not even going to apply. She came in my office and she sat down and she said, what are you doing? You are absolutely She said, we're just not going to give you this position, but you are absolutely going to go through the process and you are going to apply. I was like, okay. So I did. And guess what? They hired me. So I've always wanted to give the honor because, and I say this, and no disrespect to Hennepin County, David Hough, but they know I always say, hey, my boss is the NorthPoint Community Board. They hired me and they made no bones about the fact, yeah, we can terminate you too. So make sure you follow suit, right? So I always do that. All right. I am overwhelmed. I am overjoyed. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. This is truly a blessing. This amazing facility was built by community, by love, perseverance. The people who came before me, the people who were here, put in their heart and their soul, and that is why we are able to celebrate this grand opening. We are honored for your presence here today. I want to thank our U.S. Senator, Amy Klobuchar. I think she had to leave. Senator Tina Smith. Our Attorney General. Where's Keith? The people, right? Keith. Right. And thanks for that plug. You did get your COVID out here at NorthPoint. And I'm still well. You're still well. Hey. Yeah, we're going to, where's my media folks? We're going to make sure we get that. Oh, there you go, Carolyn. Our city council member, Councilmember Ellison. I think he was here. I don't see him. And did I miss anybody? I also want to, David Hough, right? Irene Fernando, who's the county board chair, and she is on the NorthPoint board as well. And she already told you all of her statistics, and we love her for that. So I also want to say another thank you to David Hough, because when David was confirmed as county administrator, I never forgot this, and David said to me, you know, that expansion, that project you've been working on, he said, if I become administrator, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get it. It's gonna be done. So I was like, and when it happened, I said, thank you. David, you ain't never lied. And this is what I remember. I never forgot this either. I call them his lieutenants. Right after he got in, he called all of the department heads. I don't know if you remember this meeting, David. I remember it because it was seared in my brain. And he called them. We were all in a room around the table. He had me come in, and he told them, it was like their marching orders. The NorthPoint expansion is going to happen. They were all like, and he said, yes, and you're going to make it happen. I was like, all right, David. We're on a roll. We're on a roll. All right. Thank you, David. I also want to, again, Mrs. Estes Funeral Chapel, they work with us to make this land available, and the fact that it was land that had been blessed as well. I want to give a gratitude to the amazing staff. These are the real folks that do the work around here. I will always tell people, and they would say, oh, you're doing such great work, da-da-da-da. And I said, look, let me make this clear. I don't see any patients. I don't see any clients. I said, you know, and I don't have an MD. I said, I have an MBA, but that doesn't allow me, I said, to treat any patients. However, thank you. But I said all of the gratitude goes to the staff here. They're the ones that make this happen. I also want you to know that, yep, after 20 years, I know I don't look like I'm that old, but I am. I am retiring. I started in the Human Services, where Miss Spates is, and then made my way over to the county side. When I was on the nonprofit side, we used to look over at the county side and go like, oh, some of the staff said, are you walking over to the dark side? I was like, no. Chill out. That's not what's happening here. It's about, right, partnering to create a healthier community. This is the necessary step for the partnership. So we made that happen as well. I think that I want to, especially the NorthPoint board and their legacy of leaders and leadership, and again, the amazing staff in partnership with the staff, the board, and NorthPoint, and Hennepin County, the mission and vision toward a healthier North Minneapolis and this community is going to happen. It is going to happen. And one of the reasons that I know it is going to happen is because Kimberly Spates. Kimberly has been chosen as the next CEO of NorthPoint. She and I might say, stop crying, Kimberly, you already know. You know, they say you got your ride or die. Kimberly, my ride or die. She has been with me, and, you know, Kimberly is a caretaker. She would always come on off, boss, what you need, what you need. I'm like, Kimberly, I'm good. Maria got me, no, what you need. And I can't be any prouder and have so much excitement about the next chapter of NorthPoint. And it's because of the amazing woman leader that Kimberly is. She is humble, and she will take NorthPoint to that next level. So I want to introduce Miss Kimberly Spates and have her come up here. All right. There.
All right, so you think I would have it together, right? Because it was a very rigorous process, right? I had to go through 3 interviews. I had to stand in front of the county board, and I'm up here crying. I can't, y'all just don't know. Like, this place has been a part of my life for almost over 20 years, right? When I started here, I was in the basement working with the African American Men Project, right? I didn't have no lights down there. I felt like, oh, where am I? And then I got an amazing opportunity to work with Richard Johnson, the former county administrator, who gave me an opportunity to do a lot of things. And then before I left the county, the dark side, as Stella said, I worked with David Hough. And during that time, I got to learn a lot of things that prepared me to be in this place at this time. And I just want to say thank you. I mean, I know we said a lot of those today, but it really means a lot to be able to work in your community with your people, doing things that matter to them, and making sure that their health and wellness is at the forefront. And I could not have done this without Stella. Like Stella told me when I said, well, I think I might want to do this. She said, it's going to be difficult. Like, you're going to have to, it's going to be competitive. I was like, it'll be fine. But it was very competitive. It was hard. The many nights we had to stay up and try to get the documents prepared for this wonderful thing to happen today. Miss Estes, she's so sweet. And her calming presence is so helpful. All the former members of the community board always provide support, and they don't even know it, just saying hello, smiling and giving me a hug. I like hugs, so I appreciate that. But all of you, Like, all of you being here today is just a testament of Stella's leadership, of the hard work of all the staff and our board, our community board. Like, I need y'all to stand up, right? Because we wouldn't be doing this without them. So, we have a beautiful building that provides great services. So if you need a doctor, there's one right there. If you need a dentist, that's one back there. If you need some behavioral health, Dr. Thomas, where are you? Don't be hiding, right? If you need some clinical care, Dr. Price, she'll get you together, okay? Quickly. I get my care here, so I'm speaking from experience. So enjoy today, enjoy this beautiful building that would not be possible without all of you and all our funders and support from Hennepin County and others. And I'm grateful, I'm excited, and again, Stella, I appreciate you. All the tough conversations, all the love, support, I appreciate you. Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Oh, I'm getting the tutorial. Okay.
They are real scissors. We are prepared.
Oh my God.
And look at the match.
Can we do a countdown so that we?
Wait, look at it. There's a photo one.
I'm with Hennepin County. I'm doing your.
Wait, I
Yes.
injure myself. You're not listening.
We
You know what? We're gonna do a countdown.
We-
We couldn't be in a better place. So
I'm gonna say
right here.
3. We will count from 3.
And you got good
one and
insurance.
cut. Say the word cut. So we cut.
We'll go.
I jumped double dutch around here recently, and Dr. Gilliam had to help me out. So
We'll,
In case you all cut yourselves.
you have to live this part.
I have to live this.
this may be the most challenging part of the project. We will cut on.
Bigger, I think.
So we'll go 3,
Yeah.
2, 1,
Down.
cut.
Oh God. Oh my God, David, your finger. You know what?
Y'all shut up. There's the doctor.
Slide. We got this. We got this.
Yes. All right.
Hand govern. I'm better at governing than cutting ribbons.